The cop who never plays by the rules.
You do it legal or I'll have you in jail.
Robert Blake stars
Your parachute ain't bulletproof.
as Beretta.
I'll get him. You can take that to the bank.
Catch him.
Catch Beretta weeknights at 7, only on Channel 18. WHCT TV 18 supports our troops in the Persian Gulf.
Hi, I'm Father John Gatsack, and welcome again to Video Rap. A different twist to our show this morning. We have live in our studio a local rock group who will not only perform for us, but will also be part of our discussion on how music is so much a part of our lives. Stay with us for an exciting half hour on this morning's edition of Video Rap. Students from South Catholic High School in Hartford get a unique opportunity to take part in Video Rap today. Now, we have the privilege of bringing to you a local Connecticut band, ElijahProject. Some of you may have heard them in concert, and some of you may know their music. They're a different sort of rock group. Every song that they sing has a message. So without further delay, let's check out these rock and rollers in a song that they call Victory. Quite different, I have to say. Quite different. Let's have you guys introduce yourselves.
My name is Joel Cavan. I'm from Manchester, Connecticut.
Joel.
Jim Foran. I'm from Manchester, Connecticut also.
Jim.
Dave Berman from Windsor, Connecticut.
All right, Dave.
I'm Pete Janak from Manchester also.
Michael Lane from Meriden, Connecticut.
Can I ask you, how did you guys get started? How did you guys get put together and call yourself ElijahProject?
Oh boy. Well, basically I joined the band about a few years after they were together. Their drummer moved to Atlanta. Then they had another drummer and he didn't work out, so I ended up coming down to try out for the band. I joined the band. As time went on, we were thinking about, the band used to be called Harvester, and it used to be more of a country type band. And since we wanted to change to the rock format for music, we're thinking of another name, and I believe that the Lord gave me the name ElijahProject because of what we're trying to do as far as bringing the message of God to the people. And that's what Elijah did, especially to the young people, to turn the hearts of the young people back to their fathers, basically.
If I could ask you what you intend to do, what you hope to do with your music, what would you say?
I say that we want to expose the works of the enemy, Satan, and all the many things that he's about in the world, the pornography and the drug abuse and just all the garbage that's going on. And in doing so, bring people to know that there's another way, that Jesus Christ really can bring peace into someone's life, especially those who are troubled with drugs and sexual problems and things like that. Jesus is the answer.
Joel, I also understand that you were not always on the straight and narrow path yourself, as well as many of the members of the group, right?
No, that's true.
What's your past experience been?
Well, I came from the rock and roll days of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I was very heavy into using drugs, all kinds of drugs. I thought that life was a party, and that that was the answer, just to get all the partying you could in now, because it's over. When you die, that's it. There's no more. And I began to search through drugs. I began to search into Eastern religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, various different paths that were leading me nowhere. And there was one day when God spoke to me and showed me who Jesus really was, and that he could be a real power in my life.
Do you guys think that God can speak through you, or through your music in any case, to people, and as God helped you turn your life around, help other people turn their lives around?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We believe that Jesus Christ can take care of pretty much any need that we have, any problems we have. Everyday life is filled with all kinds of problems. I know there's one thing that I have hanging in my house. It says, Lord, there isn't anything that you and I can't handle together today. So, you know, just looking at that like every morning, it kind of reminds you, well, he's with you every day. And we honestly believe that through our music and through the talent that he's given us, we're no spectacular group or anything. We're just guys that love to play music, and we decided to take our music and give it back to God for what he's given us, and then let him control, just let him take full control. And we've seen people say, you know, we really enjoy the music, and it makes them ask questions with what they want to do. And what's going on with their lives, and we've got an answer. We believe we've got an answer for them.
Who's your target audience? I mean, who is your music specifically directed toward?
I think the style of the music that we're doing is geared for youth, and we view the music as a vehicle, really, to put the message into. All music carries some kind of a message, and we're all giving a healthy alternative, I would say, to young people who like to listen to rock music, to hear a positive message. Offering some hope rather than desperation and negativism that a lot of the rock music today does portray.
What do you say to many of maybe the parents of these young people that you're especially targeting, when they say to you that rock music itself is evil. You know, no matter what message you've got, rock music itself is evil. What do you say?
Yeah, I can address that, I think. I think that you, as the Apostle Paul did, you must become all things to all people that you might win them. So, I mean, people enjoy music and they use it in their everyday lives, and so we feel that there's no basis for any style of music per se being godly or ungodly. It's what is being said is what matters. And so if we're lifting up Christ as Lord and Savior and we're telling people that Jesus is the answer, then you can't be going wrong. So if there's a critic out there who says that they don't like it because of the style of music, then I would say that we're not trying to reach people in that area who like the other kind of music. There's other Christian music to reach those people, where we're trying to reach people who are into the rock music, basically.
It sounds great. We're going to talk more, and we're going to talk with some of our students about the music and how they receive your music. But first, when Video Rap returns, a couple of members of the Elijah Project are going to join me and the students from South Catholic High to rap about music and its meaning and its influence, actually, on our lives. Stay right where you are.
Imagine yourself in an emergency. Your survival depends on fast, accurate treatment. That's why you should depend on Medical Alert. Millions do. An emergency responder's call to Medical Alert tells them your medical conditions, current prescriptions, drug allergies, family and physicians. Information that could save your life. To learn more, call Medical Alert. 1-800-ID-ALERT. That's 1-800-ID-ALERT.
William Greaves has produced more than 100 films and earned more than 60 festival awards and an Emmy. His films show life as powerful drama.
At its peak, it had a following of 6 million black people.
The African-American experience has most often been either excluded or distorted on the screens of America. With my films, I try to set the record straight.
William Greaves, documenting the drama of African-American life.
Jim Rockford has got his eyes on you. Weeknights at 6 on Channel 18.
The Celtics will butt heads with the Bulls Tuesday night at 8:30, only on Channel 18.
As part of Black History Month, why not take a minute and stop in at the Austin Art Center at Trinity College to see In the Shadow of the Tower, the art of Joseph Nassi.
Not only a black, but also an American citizen, Nassi spent 3 years in Nazi prisoner of war camps throughout Europe. This exhibit depicts his experiences while held captive. Despair within the walls, guard towers, and silhouettes of the prisoners.
One function of art, to serve as an historical document. So this month, experience a black artist who helped dramatize the Holocaust.
Elijah Project. How popular is Christian rock? Well, let the students from South Catholic High School decide. And here with us are special guests, Dave and Mike from the Elijah Project. Okay, let's ask you guys, how did you like the song Victory?
It was different. I mean, it's like a regular rock song, but I guess when you put Christian to it, people, look at it differently.
All right, so here we have Christian rock. Now, if you didn't know that this was Christian rock and you heard it on the radio, how would you react?
I'd like it.
You'd like it?
Yeah.
Want to take the mic?
Sure.
Why?
Because it's just a regular rock and roll song. I mean, the music's it's great. It's the kind of music that I like and can get into, but the Christian side of it just adds more to it.
Now, when you listen to music, do you listen to music specifically for the beat, or do you listen for the message? Both?
Well, I listen more towards the message that it's sending out, because I mean that's an important part of it. It's not just because it's teaching. Well, for persons that are not Christian, it's teaching them that Jesus is there to help us, and it's giving the message that we don't have to conquer it ourselves. We don't have to conquer the evils ourselves. Jesus is there.
Is this going to be, do you think, a viable way for the group, and you've heard what they had to say about reaching young people, do you think that this is going to be a viable way for the group to reach out to young people? Are young people going to respond? Are they going to go beyond just the beat, the rhythm of the song? Are they going to latch on to the words and to the message that's being communicated?
Sure. I mean, what the thing that young people are into the most, it seems, these days is music, and by exposing the Christian message through the music, that's going to be the best way to send it through to them.
All right, here's the greatest test of how good a song goes over and how popular a song is. Will you buy it? Would you go to a record store and would you buy ElijahProject's album?
Sure. I think most people, like, if they hadn't heard the band before, they probably wouldn't buy it, just like you wouldn't buy anything you hadn't heard before.
Right, you wouldn't buy a new group that you hadn't heard before.
Right, you don't want to, waste money and find out maybe they're not good. But once you hear them, like we've all heard them, I would, because I like the message and the beat.
Okay. Mike, are you confident that your music is going to be able to inspire young people and maybe help turn their lives around?
Yeah, I believe so. We've seen it happen already in our ministry. Some of the concerts that we've done, we've had altar calls where people have come up. We get positive response afterwards. People will listen to the songs. We had some tapes that we've given out to friends, and they'll listen to the songs over and over again. They'll come back with positive experiences. That song really spoke to me. There's a message in it for me. So I believe that what we're doing definitely will touch lives.
Dave, I was concerned that most young people listening to music are first grabbed, I think, or enticed, turned on by the beat, the rhythm of the music.
Right.
And do you think that young people get beyond that and they get to the heart of the message of the music?
I think absolutely, especially as evident from our society, is what we see happening from, in certain behavior patterns, if you will, from the secular rock music, that some of it is very, very negative. And that, as time goes on, begins to affect society. It begins to affect you personally. It may not affect you the first time, but it begins to affect you after a period of time. So as we play rock music but sing Christian things and things that are positive and sing about how Christ can change your life because of the experiences we've had, we see that over a period of time people begin to realize what we're saying. They hear the words, and if you go to a concert of ours, you'll see that it's a Christian concert because we do explain that Christ is the answer. And so we've seen a major impact on kids' lives who have come to the concerts. Now, it doesn't happen overnight all the time, but we have seen some major impacts.
Let me invite any of you guys have any questions for Mike or Dave, feel free to ask them. But I've got to ask you a question now. Do you think that they're going to succeed? Looking at the music industry today and having seen Cher's video, having seen Madonna and her video, okay, having watched MTV and the music videos today and what's currently popular in society, is ElijahProject going to succeed with their music and with their message? Let's be honest now. Talk to me.
I don't really think there'll be like another, like a Madonna or U2 or anything, but I think that, it doesn't matter if you don't have to be as big as them, but for every one person they help, that's all that counts. I mean, just as long as they're trying, they're trying their best, and at least they're making a difference. So, I mean, I don't think it should be looked down upon that they're not going to be, like, a big pop group, but, I mean, they're trying their best, so.
All right. I think that's excellent. I think that you guys would probably agree with that, huh?
Yeah.
You're not trying to actually become stars and have your names put in cement in Hollywood or anything like that, are you?
No. I guess success is measured by what your goals are, and our goals are to offer a positive message to people, to see lives change, especially in a day and age that we're in now, where all we have to do is watch television or read the newspapers, and it's all negative. It's hard to find something positive in the news these days. To hold out some kind of hope or a positive message to people is our goal. And if they take it and receive it and it touches their lives and helps them, even if, as he said, it's one person, then it's all been worth it. So I think our success, we won't know until come time for the kingdom, and we see all the people who may have been touched by our lives and ministry there. Then we'll measure our success.
What about the song Victory? Did you like the song? What message do you walk away with that?
I think it's inspiring that they, I think their music is good. Like, they do have a good beat and everything, and the music sounds good, but I think that song brought a good message across, that if people listen to the words, that, they see that they're really serious about their message about God and spreading the word. I think it's really good.
Come on, sleeper, now it's time to awake. It's time to awake. Will you choose to follow Jesus? Do you think that that's going to put before people first of all, is that a barrier? Is it a barrier when you mention even Jesus in your music?
Sometimes. I think sometimes it is. When you mention Jesus, many people will not want to hear it sometimes because they may feel, I think the biggest problem is people feel that they're not good enough to come to Christ. And when you mention Jesus Christ, they get sort of a standoffish with you because they feel like you're either trying to push something on them or they're not good enough to receive that. And what I think people need to understand is that Jesus Christ is who he said he was, and he's able to give you peace that passes understanding.
But would you guys, if you had this album, would you play it for a friend of yours?
It wasn't Christian.
Maybe it wasn't Christian, didn't believe in Jesus, or even did believe in Jesus. I dare say, I wonder how many of you talk about religion to friends of yours. Is it a popular subject? I mean, do you talk about your faith? Do you talk about what you believe in? I mean,
in my experience.
Well, yes, you go to Catholic school, but big deal. I mean, Catholic school students are no different from anybody else, are they?
No.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
We can talk about
I
that.
feel that they're different.
Okay.
Because I mean, they have a place to, strengthen their faith, and going to a Catholic school, that's an opportunity that's there that is not available at a public school. So I feel it's different.
We're a lot closer than most people that go to a public school.
Because that's like another bond that we have.
Our community.
Let's talk about this particular form of communicating to young people with a message that is personal for the group, and I think we know how personal it is for most of them. Many of them have been on the other side of the tracks and have crossed over to straighten out their lives, and they're very convinced about the role that Jesus plays in their lives. What about young people today? Do you find them searching? Do you find them questioning? Do you find that they would listen or look to a group like ElijahProject for some of the answers, the deep answers to one searching? Talk to me.
Well, I feel that a lot of young people today question about whether if there is a God or not because of all the bad stuff that's happening, like wars. And sometimes I find myself questioning too. And when I hear this music, it makes me realize that, there really is a God, and if you really believe in him, then he'll help you.
When you guys had ElijahProject at South Catholic, it wasn't too long ago, was it, that they performed in concert? Couple of weeks ago, and I understand that there were not only young people, students that went to the concert, but there were a lot of parents that went, and even a few grandmothers were spotted in the audience. Can any of you tell me how older people react to ElijahProject? And why did they even go to the concert? Because if I mention the fact that there was another rock group that was going to hold a concert at South Catholic, I doubt if we'd have too many grandmothers go.
Nice to see. Admittedly, it was kind of a surprise to see the people of the older generation going, but can't really explain why they went. It's just we're just glad they did. Excuse me, and hopefully they listen to the words just as we hope the kids did too. And you never know. It's not just kids that might need help today. In these times, I'm sure the older people could use the message just as good as we can.
What do you think is the most difficult experience for young people today? What's most challenging for young people?
One thing I think, like talking about Jesus or religion with your friends, it's almost kind of like, uncool sometimes,
Yeah.
But I think in a Catholic school, in a community like a Christian rock concert, it's easier to, everyone's there for the same reason, everyone knows it's a Christian rock concert, and it's easier to be open about how you feel about Jesus or about your religion. Because that's the one thing that usually, when you're saying, would you go to this concert? Well, the one turnoff would be, it's Christian rock, and it's probably going to be, queer or something like that. But once you're exposed to it, it's, it's really good.
Mike, I'm sorry, you're going to say?
Yeah, well, you asked, what's the hardest problem? I think the hardest problem is, asking for help and, being us all, Christians at our school. That's really easy to, not to be afraid to ask for help. And, we know to turn to, Jesus whenever we need anything.
Mike, is one of the end results, hopefully, of your music and the message in your music that you're going to make it a little bit easier for young people to talk about God, the presence of God in their lives?
We hope to. We hope that people who've heard the music and enjoy the music will also go out and get other people who haven't been exposed to it, or as they're saying, they have trouble talking to friends. One of the ways to open up the door and start the conversation, I think, would be to bring somebody to one of the concerts who is into rock music. They hear the music, they start to hear the message, and they start to say, well, gee, you don't have to listen to a negative message all the time. So I think that will make it easier for them. It's a vehicle, it's a tool.
Listen to
that's where we
something positive.
look at the music, yeah.
I want to thank you for being with us. Well, as we've looked at the songs and we've heard from the students in the group, the Elijah Project certainly is a powerful group with a very powerful message. A local group whose mission is to deal with real issues and proclaim the gospel message in a bold and upcoming, promising way. Join us again in 2 weeks on Video Wrap as we are once again joined by Elijah Project with the premiere of their new music video and more. Keep tuned to 18 and rock with us. And if you know of a group that you'd like to see here on Video Wrap, drop me a line, Father John, care of Channel 18, 18 Garden Street, Hartford, Connecticut, 06105. And until then, remember, music has a beat, but the message you may be missing. So take some time to groove, but don't forget to listen.
WHCT TV 18 supports our troops in the Persian Gulf. We wish them a safe and speedy return home.
Yours most hotly